Hello and welcome to Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox 360. Today we are going to be doing a drift build, but not on this car, not on this beautiful car. Well, I'm not going to be doing a drift build as so. I'm going to be more doing a drift build showcase, like a car that I've already built. Mainly because at the moment I don't have too much money on this game, and because I just go around needlessly spending money on things that I don't necessarily need, just like projects. But I mean, I'll be reviewing one of my best drift cars, and it's not this. This is actually one of my favorite drift cars, but it's not this. This is a beast of a car, and I actually only made this like 2 days ago. It's a Dart, I believe. It's a Dodge Dart, and it's so powerful. It's crazy powerful. But yeah, this is not the car that I will be doing today. Actually, I might be able to do a drift build. Let's have a look. Let's see what cars I have in my garage, and let's hope that the it doesn't glitch out. Ooh, there you go. Right, okay, so I want to do that, but I'm saving that car, so what cars do I have that I want to drift? Actually, oh no, I have £1,000. That sucks. Yes, so I'm actually gonna do where's it gone? The Ford Escort. This little thing is a drift bomb. This thing is like one of my pride and joy cars, and it's just crazy fun. Really small car, so it's quite light. Basically with this, you want to put all the power you can in it, but you don't want to touch the clutch of the differential. I mean, it's pretty obvious, and then you can do whatever you want with the suspension. For Forza Horizon 2 users on the Xbox One, you might need to do some tuning. But I am going to tell you what I would put on the car to make it this amazing, personally. I think that you would want to put about 3.2 negative camber on the front, about a 2.8 negative camber on the back. You want to put positive toe by about 2.0 on both front and back, and then the rest of it is completely up to you, gear ratios and all that. But to make it as slidey as this thing, that's what you want about it. It's a really fun car, this. I don't really criticize it that much. And the back wheel, man, is so low. 1 second, go into photo mode. This is a crazy low back. It's a nice car, but look at that! Look at that, boy! Like freaking, oh wow! It's a lovely car. Look at this. You just get a really nice shot with the brick wall, I think. To be honest, I've got a photo thing coming out today as well. I'll do the photo video. I'll do 2 videos today. So you go on my channel and check out. Should be like cool things you can do in photo mode 1, part 1 or something like that. And it's basically a video I recorded yesterday or the day before or something. It's really cool. Anyway, that'll be linked somewhere in the description. Talking of the description, while I just show you this BCD car. I can't fast travel, but I don't know how close I am to the... I'm miles away to the airport. Okay, let's go. Yeah, no, like, new description. I basically taken my old description and put it on steroids. This is gonna be new. It's gonna basically, I'm gonna have all five of my top playlists with all my videos, like all my favorite videos in the description. They're also gonna have yesterday's video and tomorrow's video from every single video from now on. So if you're watching a video, then there should be yesterday's video in the description and tomorrow's video. If I can, I'll start putting them in the video, as in like a link from the video. And yeah, that's pretty much the new layout of it. I mean, it's not too amazing. It's the same old layout, but with a new and improved like thing going on with it. Whoo, I thought I was gonna hit that lorry then. I really did. I really thought I was gonna. Also, a little tip: if you want to know how to fix your car, you just go into your buy a car menu. It repairs your car, and you can exit instead of getting cosmetic and non-cosmetic. Look at that. It's all new again. Magic. Don't know if that works on Horizon 1 though. But yeah, it's really actually quite easy to make drift cars in this, and I'll be showing you multiple ways throughout this series. The way I did it with this was took a very, very light car from the start that was rear-wheel drive. Now, in this game I have worked out a couple of flaws with the drifting system, like you can pretty convincingly drift a four-wheel drive car. Now, I will show you what that means in a future episode where I tackle an Audi, but for the time being I'm not going to explain because it's just too complicated. There is ways you can drift rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. Actually, I've got a front-wheel drive car that is crazy in the corners, like back end sliding out and everything. Like this isn't a new thing. People did it in Forza 4 for quite a while, but I mean, you know, it's new for recent games because it's like no one drifts them anymore. So to find out that people can drift them is a bit of a shock. But moving on to how I did this, yeah, this is a very light car to start with. Like, I used my knowledge on Ford. I knew they'll have a big engine in it somewhere, whether it was a Ford Focus engine, the Ford RS1800 engine, or the beautiful GT500 V8. I knew there would be an engine somewhere for it, so I knew that whatever I put in, it would be fast. Now, I can't remember what engine I ended up putting in this. I have a feeling it was the GT500. I could be wrong. I mean, there's no way I can check right now. I'm nowhere near an upgrade station or anything. But I'll put it in the description. At the very top, I'll say what engine it was. So if you just want to check, yeah. And then you basically put all the power you can, because one way you do it is by doing the power to weight ratio. Now, this is incredibly complicated, but when it comes down to it, it's this. You just want to get enough power to shift the car to an angle that you're happy with. Now, this varies from player to player, obviously. If you go on Slap Train's videos, he'll probably have a different method to me, but in general terms, you'll be happy with a certain amount of power. Most people use about 500 brake horsepower. I choose about 600 to 700, but still is okay. So when it comes down to it, for me, I can average around 300 to 400 brake horsepower per LBS. Think that is tons. Possibly not. That's what I try and go for. My first car on here that I drifted was the A86, and that is the rule I followed. And since that is one of the best balanced cars of all time, I thought that it would be a nice way to sort out whether or not power to weight ratio is a good way of drifting. Now, after using this maths, I went to my BRZ, which is also quite balanced. Not as balanced as the A86, but it's still quite balanced. Rear-wheel drive, same sort of, you know, system, and it worked. I got a brake horsepower per ton ratio, and it worked. It definitely got me, by putting about 300 to 400 brake horsepower, it got me around the corner sideways. Now, with heavier cars, you just want to shove every bit of power in. You'll find that out in my Mustang video, and also little tips about Mustangs. But for this, because it's very light, I didn't want to chuck too much power in. I thought, nah, it's gonna be crazy, and it's just gonna wheel spin everywhere. But then I discovered that in Forza Horizon 2 on Xbox 360 at least, the physics engine isn't Forza 4. Now, obviously, people will be like, oh yeah, dumbass, Forza Horizon. Yeah, but consider this. In Forza Horizon 2 on Xbox One, it consists of both Horizon and Forza 5, like, areas. Like, I bet you didn't know that. It's got a bit of Horizon 1 in it. They use a bit of arcadey drifting, but with a bit more from the area that is Forza 5. So I thought Forza 4 might have an influence. Now, turns out, as my experiments went, it doesn't have an influence. It is this game is completely based on Forza Horizon 1's engine nothing in relation to Forza 4, apart from the car list, which is understandable. There's a lot of the cars from Forza Horizon were also Forza 4 cars. So, you know, after doing that, I worked out that it doesn't have the same, you know, grip system, which also means that, you know, you can put not a lot of power in a car and get it to drift, just like you can put a lot of power. It's got like this grip system that basically says at a certain point it just gives way, and at a certain point it just is too grippy. So you'll find that you can't drift anything with too underpower, and you can drift everything with too overpower. And that was one of the biggest like criticisms of Forza Horizon 1. They're like, oh yeah, you can drift anything. It doesn't take an expert to drift. Well, as a matter of fact, it kind of does, because you've got to learn the grip system. A lot of people learn the grip system pretty easy because they're used to Forza 4, and that's why it was too easy. This has a tad of a difference. There's definitely more control to it. You definitely have to really push the car in some instances, and then not push it at all. And it can be unpredictable, just like the Horizon 1. But that doesn't mean it doesn't take skill. Believe me, it takes skill. It's taken me a good hour or so just drifting around the same sort of drifting line to get a feel for what a drift car is on this game. And that means I'm probably going to have to do the same when I step on the Horizon 2 on Xbox One, which is going to be completely different. So, I mean, these two games are different in their own right. And that brings me back to this. I thought that by just, you know, chucking the power to rate ratio, that thing that I did in this car, it would just be the same. Now, it took a book from Forza 5 by showing that that is not the case. Some cars are the same, obviously that's the way they are pretty much designed. But some cars like this and the Dart both include their own sort of, and I'm not saying they're exact, and they're not saying they're completely different, but a sort of grip system. I guarantee all the Fords will have the same grip system, but not all the Fords and Ferraris will, for example. You know, they're going to have different systems. And this Ford had a very, very different system, as in you could put a hell of a lot of power in. Now, the reason I think you can do this is because when the developers were doing it, they said, right, so when you have a Ford engine, like a GT500 engine in a car, you don't want it to slide out, do you? So we're going to put a bit more grip there. So, by putting the amount of power that I thought you could put in with the power to rate ratio theory, it didn't really work. And I was like, well, why the fuck isn't it working? Turns out, this thing that I discovered, where it's Ford's a bit more grippier than what it turns out with Subaru and Toyota, so I put more power in. And I put more power in, and I pretty much maxed out the engine at this point, including putting a supercharger in. And as you can tell, this thing wheel spins. Like, this thing wheel spins so much. The reason why I say don't do the clutch though is because the clutch just slows down your gear changes for this car. Now the reason why I say this is just because it's annoying as fuck to, you know, have slow gear changes, and it just sucks to know that this is a bit like that. But I mean, it's completely preference based. But power, I would say you need to put a lot in, and that's why I'm also saving the Capri, because I know that Capri is going to be the exact same as this, apart from it's longer, which means it's going to have a bit more of a different dynamic to it, which is going to be fun in its own right. So wait up for that episode. But thank you guys for watching this episode, sticking around to the very end. Since you did, I'm going to give you a little thing for tomorrow. This is what I do from now on. I'm going to be hinting what's going to be. I'm going to be telling you what happens in tomorrow's video at the very end of the previous video. So yeah, tomorrow's video will be talking about other changes to my channel, just like the description one, as well as featuring some crew gameplay. So make sure to come over for that. And then I'll also be in that thing suggesting a new series for my channel for February. So again, make sure to come around for that. If you missed yesterday's video, as I said in the description, it was a drift build on Forza 4, and there was a Lamborghini Countach. You might want to go back and check that one out, because that was really fun. And playlists, if you're bored, are in the description, as well as a random video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. If you want to help out my channel in any way, there will be a business email in the description where you can contact me, as well as all my social medias, so make sure to go and hit me up on them, and I will answer within the day from now on. I'm going to try and answer within a day until I get overwhelmed by them. So make sure to go and do that. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this video. If it did help you, then yeah, good. And yeah, that's it. Bye.